everyone, and welcome to Radio Moa, Matteucci On Air, the broadcasting station of our school in Faenza. I'm Rania.
And I'm Alex. We're so glad to have you here with us today for our new radio show. First of all, we'd like to thank our classmates for the past episodes. You should watch them if you missed them, right, Rania?
Correct, Alex. The other classes made a very good job. You can find all the episodes on YouTube, Matteucci Faenza, on Facebook, Moa Radio Web. You can put your like on Instagram at our page, Moa Radio Web too.
And you can visit our website www.icmatteuccifaenza.edu.it or our Facebook page, Scuola Secondaria Primo Grado Cova Lanzoni. It's very easy to find us.
So, we are at the third C, and today it's our turn. Today we would like to talk about women, women's rights, and gender gap.
That's a very interesting topic, Rania. And we would like to thank our teachers, Mrs. Cocci and Mrs. Melandri, for the project.
Well, everything started with an experiment. Our teacher of English asked us to draw 6 people: a scientist, an engineer, a kindergarten teacher, a doctor, a footballer, and a dancer. At the end, we checked the numbers of males and females we had to draw, and the results shocked us.
Yes, we realized that we had drawn women characters only for kindergarten teachers and dancers. Football players, doctors, and scientists were totally men characters.
It really surprised us, and it made us reflect of the prejudice and that we sometimes have about certain jobs.
Yes, Rania, we can talk about stereotypes, those behaviors that are considered appropriate for boys and girls, like girls playing with dolls and boys with tractors.
Or girls wearing pink and boys wearing blue.
They are okay, but they should never limit our goals or our dreams.
Yes, Alex, we should always be free to choose what we like. For example, we found out that in the UK, girls that study STEM subjects are only 31%, and in Italy only 21% of girls study engineering against the 79% of boys.
So sometimes stereotypes have a consequence even in education.
Yes, there is a big gender gap in education. Around the world, for example, 190 million girls are out of school, mostly in countries affected by conflicts.
In South Sudan, for example, 66% of the girls do not even go to primary school.
And in Afghanistan today, in 2025, girls are banned from schooling. Girls over 12 years old cannot go to school. Can you believe it, Alex?
That's terrible. Throughout most of history, women who wanted to study were often laughed at. They had no voice in politics and they had to stay home.
Alex, do you remember the movie that we watched in class about women working for NASA in the USA?
Yes, Hidden Figures. I love that movie.
Me too. It represented very well the situation of women in 1961. And they were black women, so they had to face a double discrimination.
Yes, racial discrimination was still present in the USA at that time. Martin Luther King made his speech, I Have a Dream, only 2 years later in 1963.
And the protagonists studied math, a subject which was mainly peculiar to women at the time.
Fortunately, today women can study maths if they like it.
Yes, finally. Alex, I was thinking about the fact that women had to fight a lot for their rights. Think of women's suffrage.
Yes, women were expected to only look after children and stay at home in the past. They had no voice in politics. In Italy, they had finally the right to vote only in 1946. After the Second World War.
This is well represented in Paola Cortellesi movie C'è ancora domani. The war, and men needed us even during the war. Think of the campaign the American government did to encourage women to work while men were at war.
Are you talking about the poster of Rosie the Riveter?
Absolutely. It caused a big change in society. A lot of women started to work in that way.
We studied that poster, we liked it very much, and we decided to reproduce it on the flyer of this podcast.
The girls of our class stood like Rosie the Riveter, with a bandana, lipstick, and a shirt with the symbol of our company.
And we boys represented houseworks, like doing the ironing or laying the table. Me, for example, well, I am watering the plants in the picture.
And the words "we can do it" for women mean that girls can study and work too.
We can do it too, for men, means that we can take over the house too.
I enjoy taking the photos. And you, Alex?
Yes, me too. I think they have a very deep meaning and everyone should reflect on it.
Yes, Alex, we are in 2025 and discrimination and injustice shouldn't exist. It's time for tolerance and equality.
Absolutely.
So, I think we are at the end of our podcast.
We hope you liked it, and if you did, don't miss our next ones.
We would like to thank Dimitri, Anna, and God at the direction, the other classmates of 3rd C, Iman for the graphics, our teacher Mrs. Bolognesi, Mrs. Cocci, and Mrs. Melandri, and our head teacher Mrs. Maria Vittoria Marino.
Before leaving, we would like to show you our Canva projects about this topic with the music of Rosie the Riveter. And thank you very much for watching.
See you next time, and don't forget, you'll always find information, fun, kindness, and quality on
Radio Moa. Let's get in touch.
All the day long, whether rain or shine, she's a part of the assembly line. She's making history, working for victory. Rosie, the riveter, keeps a sharp lookout for sabotage. Sitting up there on the fuselage, that little frail can do more than a male can do. Rosie, the riveter. Rosie's got a boyfriend, Charlie. Charlie, he's a Marine. Rosie is protecting Charlie, working overtime on the riveting machine. When they gave her a production knee, she was as proud as a girl could be. There's something true about red, white, and blue about Rosie, the riveter. Rosie, working on assembly line. Leave it on that day. Reeby boy, reeby. Rosie, the riveter on the ocean.